Oops.
Mazda's most powerful vehicle yet. A bold design. An all-new inline-six turbo. A feeling of everything exactly as it should be. To create more than a car. To create a connection. First ever three-row Mazda CX-90.
The first ever three-row Mazda CX-90 is our most powerful Mazda yet. Experience it at Mazda of Vacaville.
He's trying to hit me. That's why I left. Yeah, he always tries to hit me. Mr. Francis. Always trying to hit me. No reason at all. Always tries to hit me. Freaking Francis. He needs to fucking learn
Now at T-Mobile, new and existing customers can get our best deals like the amazing iPhone 14 on us.
I love being with T-Mobile. They upgraded me to a new iPhone 14 with its advanced camera.
Wow, it's a great photo. I can really see that you wore my shirt I said you couldn't borrow.
Oops.
Get iPhone 14 on us with eligible trade-in on our new Go 5G Plus plan. Only at T-Mobile.
24 monthly bill credits plus tax for well-qualified customers. Contact us before canceling to get new credit or credit stop and balance on required finance agreement due. Details at T-Mobile.com.
Thank you. Now our prayer is that you will be blessed by this radio offering of sacred music and an inspirational message to nurture your soul. Our scripture reading today comes from the book of John, chapter 10, verses 1 to 10. And this is Jesus explaining he is the real thing. Very truly, I tell you, anyone who does not enter the sheepfold by the gate, but climbs in by another way, is a thief and a bandit. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep hear his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes ahead of them, and the sheep follow him because they know his voice. They will not follow a stranger, but they will run from him because they do not know the voice of strangers. Jesus used this figure of speech with them, but they did not understand what he was saying to them. So again Jesus said to them, "Very truly I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep, and all who came before me are thieves and bandits, but the sheep did not listen to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters by me will be saved, and will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly." Holy wisdom, holy word. Thanks be to God. Now, I like to check out Wikipedia sometimes to see what the secular public might read as definitions and explanations for topics that I preach about. So here is how it starts out on the topic, abundant life. Abundant life is a term used to refer to Christian teachings on fullness of life. It is not an organized movement or a unique doctrine, but a name applied to the teachings and expectations of the groups of people who follow the Christian teachings. Abundant life teachings may include expectations of prosperity and health, but may also include other forms of fullness of life when faced with adverse circumstances. Now that's not so bad, is it? It's a pretty good definition, I thought. I like the way it talks about fullness of life, and that abundant life includes more than just prosperity and health, but also a way to face adverse circumstances. In other words, they are saying abundant life includes resilience and strength when dealing with adversity. And I would have to agree with them on their definition. It goes on to say, quote, more abundantly means to have a super abundance of a thing. Abundant life refers to life in its abounding fullness of joy and strength for spirit, soul, and body. Abundant life signifies a contrast to feelings of lack, emptiness, and dissatisfaction. And such feelings may motivate a person to seek the meaning of life and a change to their life. So who here, according to that definition, might claim to have abundant life due to your faith in Jesus? We all actually should be raising our hands because we all do get to reap the benefits of abundant life when we have someone like Jesus to follow and to learn from. So it was an abundance of fish that led Simon Peter to faith. What abundance do you have in your life that leads you to faith? Or what lack of abundance have you been through that led you to faith? It can work both ways. Sometimes in desperation we turn to faith for help, and it's the help that others have given us that leads us to faith. As Paul says to the church in Rome in Romans 5:3-5, not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope, and hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit that has been given to us. The abundant life that Jesus offered can help us work through adversity and survive. Jesus comes to give not just life, but life in abundance. Not just for survival, but with flourishing. Not just getting by, but thriving. Not just existence, but joy. Jesus offers more life than most of us imagine possible. Isn't that good news? Notice in this passage that I read, there is little talk of sin. Jesus doesn't say, I came because there's a bunch of sinners in need of forgiveness. Rather, he says, I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. Even though for most of us our lives and actions are often tainted by sin, here Jesus is expressing life and light and love and more. Salvation is too often understood as the erasure of our sin and failure, rather than the creation of new life and possibility. Forgiveness of sins is wonderful. However, if that's all we understand about salvation to be, we miss that Jesus offers not just life, but life in its abundance. At the heart of the gospel is the resurrection promise of life and possibility and potential and power. We are not only saved from something, but also for something, for life in all its abundance here and now. And something else to ponder is, abundant life isn't specifically defined by Jesus, but it comes in the Bible right after the healing of the man born blind. For the man born blind, abundant life is being able to see, it's eyesight. It is release from the dependence that he was living, and it is freedom and visible light and new opportunity for his life. Abundant life, though, is personal for each one of us. For the blind man, it was sight and a chance for a full life. For the single parent, it might be companionship and help with the kids. For the bullied teen, it might be acceptance and an advocate. For the impoverished neighborhood, it might be dignity and a nearby grocery store. For the retiree, it might be involvement in a worthwhile cause like the Church of the Roses. Abundant life looks different in different places and to different people, but it is always the opposite of whatever robs the children of God of living a life of love, joy, and freedom. Pastor David Lewis of Luther Seminary believes that this passage is an invitation to live into abundant life and find our joy by connecting to God's mission to help all of God's children have abundant life. Dr. Lewis suggests that we all should pay attention to what is robbing the children of God near us of life, and then stand with them against those forces so they might have life and have life in abundance as you do. There's an example, for instance, of what we did yesterday, preserving the new trees that were planted at Andy's Unity Park. We were giving more abundant life to the trees, and as a result, those who come to visit the park will see those trees as they grow and feel a sense of God's love in nature and through nature. So there's even little things you can do like that that give abundant life to others. And Henry Nouwen has a similar perspective on abundant life. He says abundance means giving of ourselves to others. The main idea is that our gifts, small as they may seem, become great by being recognized as God's gifts for God's people. When we refrain from giving due to a scarcity mentality, then the little we have becomes less. But when we give generously out of an abundance mentality, what we give away will multiply, like the fishes and the loaves, for instance. can think of some people in our church that impress me weekly because they give so much abundantly. One is Judy Clark, who just left us with the kids. She not only provides a wonderful Sunday school experience so the children can have a feeling of God's love and abundance in Sunday school, but she also volunteers every Wednesday at the breakfast program at 6:30 in the morning, serving the high school students. And then she stays longer and serves the Council on Aging people who are here for respite care as their caregivers, so their caregivers can have a break. And I know from experience, Judy helps the caregivers get a much-needed breather from their caregiving responsibilities. The Council on Aging helps families rest and remember what abundant life is like. And Judy is a star abundant life sharer. We should all be like Jesus and like Judy. And Cindy Godey here shares Abundant Life by being our office volunteer on Tuesdays. And then she goes to Fish and helps with their food distribution there on Wednesdays. And then she also helps the Dogwood Animal Rescue the other days. Besides, I can't even list all the other volunteer work she does through our church and out into the community. We are so grateful to our volunteers who help in the office on other days too, like Ellen Marks and Marilee Marcoux, and Chrissy Galdi, who was volunteering 3 days a week for a long time. So much dedication to the church office enables Raven and myself and our whole church share more abundant life with others when they come to our doors. And there are so many of you that give so much of yourself. Gary Smith is here almost every day of the week working on something that the church needs repair of. So when we think about it, there are many more ways that you can give abundant life. And so to focus on abundant life, you can think in your head and make a list of the places you see where people are working to help God's children receive the abundant life that Jesus promises. Abundant life isn't simply a promise about some distant, eternal future, but it is a concrete invitation to discover life right now by extending this to those around you. Jesus commissions us to help others experience abundant life, and in so doing, we experience even more blessings and abundance ourselves. The church is not just a place where you can experience abundance with great friendships and support, even though that kind of abundance does help us live longer and happier. The church is meant to shape us with love and then send us out to experience and share abundance as we work to enhance the well-being of all God's children in the world. Now, did you notice that in the video, the disciples in that video scene that we watched, they left all those fish and nets behind and they followed Jesus. They immediately shared the abundance that Jesus had blessed them with those that they had left behind. Following Jesus is following the way of abundance. Jesus opened the eyes of the blind. He fed the hungry. He comforted the distraught. And everywhere and always, he professed the universal and unending love of God. When you follow that way of living,
vehicle on shoulder ahead,
or life, you too will experience and share a life of abundance. And the good news is, it's all free.